Hello and welcome back to City Skylines After Dark. Now, you may notice, maybe or maybe not, that the city has changed just a bit. So the last episode I was supposed to put out, I accidentally deleted all of the files for it. It was terrible. I wanted to die. Anyway, not really, not that far. But what we did last time was a lot of working on traffic, and I can assure you that it has not succeeded. There is still a lot of traffic. Like, we tried to fix this area here, which didn't really work. And we tried to fix... What else did we try to fix? My goodness, we tried to fix over here. Tried to fix... Oh, yeah, we also fixed the transit system. That's the one thing we did that actually worked. Was this is no longer attached to a roundabout here. Instead, the buses go... Let's actually look. Woo! They go underground, digging their way under the entirety of the city. This way, this way, this way. It also connects up to the incinerators here, and it goes into a roundabout that makes its way onto the highway at this point. And it has proven so far to not cause any particular traffic jams in the highway. So that's nice. That pretty much means that most of the bus traffic that was going through here previously is no longer going through there. It's alleviated a bit of the traffic. We still have this god-awful problem right here. Wretched. The underground roundabout is not a terribly effective setup. My word. It's all really getting caught up here. And really, it was running a lot better before we connected this. So if we disconnect this, this will start flowing a lot nicer. It can't be connected there. But the question is, where do we connect it? It's a terrible question that one cannot answer so simply as just saying, well, you connect it here. Because, of course, we tried to answer it that way, and it didn't quite work out. There's just so many overpasses, underpasses, things underground. It's ridiculous in this little area. Let's just connect it right up here and see if that works. That should be brilliant. Oh my goodness. I'm just concerned about the amount of stops that are here. I mean, so far it looks like it's running a lot smoother. But my lord. Could be terrible. Could be wretched. Could be wretched. I wonder if we can add like a small roundabout in here. A small roundabout would... That is a large roundabout. Definitely not going to fit. We might be able to fit a small roundabout in here. With a little finagling. Cut that down and have it go... I don't think it's necessary, though. I mean, there's traffic, but it's not a lot of traffic. And we just fixed most of the traffic, which makes me feel so good. That means the majority of the city's traffic issues are fixed. All of the traffic issues except for the disgusting one in the Seculites area. My goodness. You would think secular people would be better at driving cars. I mean, they wouldn't be looking for ghosts or anything. These guys, you would think everyone else is like, oh my goodness, there could be a ghost around the next corner. I'm gonna turn, oh my lord, it's a ghost! And of course, it's not a ghost because it's just a guy wearing a sheet, but he's being a prick, so he's acting like a ghost. These guys don't have to worry about that. Because they don't believe in ghosts. They just immediately think, even when it is actually a ghost, they're like, oh, yeah, no, I get it. It's a dude wearing a sheet. Nice. Oh. I see. I do see a bit of the problem. So, most of the people in this situation, in fact, pretty much all of the people, want to connect onto this highway instead of this one. So what it's doing is it's forcing a merge between here and here that shouldn't exist. Okay, I think I know how to fix this. What we're going to do is have an off-ramp go here. Woo! Out like this. And it will connect directly up right there with the highway. And then we will have this connect up nicely from here right onto here. Oh, good lord. Why don't we have it go up like that? Come on, don't do a slope too steep. Don't do it! Oh, good lord. We're going to have it come out from the other side. It's going to look disgusting. Just think about it. It's going to be... Oh, this is grotesque. But I guess it's kind of par for the course with our actual road system at this point. There we go. That should be nicer. So now there's a path that completely avoids the roundabout that goes directly onto the highway, preventing the disgusting merge that was occurring here that was causing a lot of problems. And now the people who are coming off of here can also get onto the highway using this little ramp here. Brilliant! Good job, people. Stop looking for ghosts. They don't exist. Well, it depends on who you're talking to. The squirrels definitely believe in ghosts, and we have to be slightly culturally sensitive, so I guess they do exist. Anyway, so that is now working decently. We've still got a backup here, but, I mean... Go die in a pit. Just go die in a pit, traffic. I don't care! Okay, what do we have? We have some commercial necessity, and we have some industrial necessity. I see. Do we have another tile, perchance? Not in the slightest. I was thinking we could add an extension to the Paper Mills United Limited Rulers of, because at this point the traffic's not terrible, so we could totally add some more, but instead, we're gonna have to add another section to Screen and Papers Limited. My word, what a strange place, Screen and Papers Limited. Okay, so we're going to connect it out to here, right up to there. And then our offices, tons of offices. Look at that. Very nice. If I sound a bit distracted, it's because a ton of people are screaming downstairs. I don't even know. I want to kind of punch them in the face, but you can't punch people in the face when you're not even in the same room as them. At least, so we say. I mean, if you do develop telekinesis and are capable of punching people in a different room from yourself, I mean, my goodness, I want to know how to do that. I would greatly appreciate if you, like, told me how it can be done, because my word, I would be all over that right now. Some people do need a solid whack in the face for screaming everywhere. My goodness. Okay. That is done. We've added a bit to the water system just to, you know, we're kind of running out of sewage a bit. You don't want to run out of sewage, because if you run out of sewage, all of a sudden, just all the sewage gets, like, backed up, and it's all over, like, the streets. You got streets covered in poo. You don't want any of that. That's disgusting. That's the worst. My word. How is the bus routes into here? I think this place needs a solid bus route. So, I'm going to have it come right off of here. And we're going to have a line going into this place, which we also haven't even named. Didn't really come up with a good name for a posh commercial area. What is a good name for that? Like, Cedar Grove Limited United? Probably not Limited United. That sort of thing works better for an industrial area, I think, personally. There we go. We've now got a new bus route going through here. That's brilliant. And because of our setup here with all of this, quite frankly, ridiculous bus setup, it shouldn't cause too much additional traffic issues, which is nice. My word, look at it all. Okay, so that is now set up. We've got buses running into here, and we're going to have to name this district. What district shall we call it? Boom, 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 all over the place. This place shall be called the Glistening Glass Cellar. There we go, the Glistening Glass Cellar. All that this place sells is a bunch of glistening glass, which is, of course, something that posh people love so friggin' much. It's amazing. So they are all freaking out. They're like, oh my goodness, previously it was just a bunch of donut stores. Nobody cared about a bunch of donut stores. And now all of a sudden it's turned into just like tons of glass sculptures. Some people are just selling like chunks of raw glass. Some dudes like bought like a bottle of Coke, took the label off, and they're selling that. And they're selling it for like $500, and it's being purchased. It's like modern art, mate. So it's just, business is booming, regardless of what anyone tells you. Business is totally booming in here. If anyone says otherwise, we're gonna wreck them. How is the fire coverage for here? Not amazing. We'll put one right here. There we go. I'm not really liking the fire coverage for this prison, so we're going to put a fire department right across the street. This will be the prison's fire department in the event that someone, I don't know, like poops in a bag, lights it on fire, and then throws it into the hallway, which then causes a chain reaction of just a massive quantity of flaming terror all across the prison. This particular firehouse will just come out, put out the fire. All of the guards will be like, oh, thank you so much. We really couldn't be asked to deal with a bag of flaming feces. And everything will be all right. There will be no terrible prison break with any hopes. Okay. We're going to need to upgrade a cross-section road through the Screen Papers Limited United Rulers of, which is not actually their name, but it's their name now. I just made it up. So there we go. We've got a crossroad going across. It's not really necessary because it's just an office district, and office districts don't really have all that much traffic. But it's better to prepare ourselves for the worst rather than be like, oh, there's not going to be any traffic, and all of a sudden just Godzilla walks through the streets and destroys all of the streets, causing probably the worst traffic jam the city has ever seen. Quite frankly, I'm not certain that that is an issue with having a main street through it, but I think that potentially the main street could encompass all of Godzilla's foot and thereby create a perfect path for Godzilla to walk through without actually destroying the buildings around it. Could help the situation just a bit. Who knows? Look, I don't know. If you've ever been in an attack with Godzilla and you've seen him walk through like an avenue or a boulevard and it was brilliant, I mean, that's the kind of thing you need to tell the authorities so that they can start working on better defense against Godzilla that isn't like tanks and stuff. Because they have those. They have tons of tanks to blow Godzilla up with, which of course never works. Tends to just pick them up and throw them back at you. But at the same time, you never know. It could work out pretty nicely. One day. Okay. Hello, Prize Inside. Prize Inside really hasn't changed since we originally made it. He's kind of just like... Oh, it's like a slum, isn't it? It's just like... It's just slum stores, really. I noticed it's abandoned. I'm trying to destroy it. Good lord. It's just like a bunch of hobos just got together, like got their little sacks on a stick, just opened the sacks up, just dropped them on the ground, and now they are selling all the stuff that happened to be in their sacks out of the Prize Inside, which is, of course, not really anything that anyone wants to purchase, but, I mean, it's still there if you're cheap, which, of course, the people of Novella Plaza are not cheap. They're going over here to the glistening glass cellar. But if you are super cheap, the Prize Inside is a good place to go. It's solid. My word, the traffic. My word. Oh, merging. I hate merging. Merging is the worst. They're all terribly merging together. It makes me want to die. Well, it looks like it doesn't always happen. It just happens on occasion that the merging creates a small traffic jam, which in my opinion is good enough. We're not asking for a perfect situation, people. If we could have it, that would be brilliant, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. That is so far-fetched. I can't even believe. Why would someone say something like that? I mean, that it's going to be perfect? Come on, have you seen any of my cities? My word, they're terrible. Anyway, we are going to set up a bit more high-density commercial in the Seculites region, because we need some people who are slightly level-headed, although they're kind of... Most of the people in the city are crazy in that, like, they're anthropomorphic squirrels, or they hate anthropomorphic squirrels, or they're obsessed with something ridiculous. In this case, these guys are crazy because they're so adamant about the world not being crazy that they've completely lost their minds. They are, right now, hunting down anthropomorphic squirrels with shotguns. It's ridiculous. How could a bunch of people who don't believe in crazy things go around being like, we're going to kill, like, all the crazy things? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's what they do because they're ridiculous. My word. Look at that traffic. It's flowing decently. I don't want to look at the traffic. I suddenly had ideas that could possibly fix the traffic situation, and I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to fix the traffic situation. It's going to make everything worse. Good Lord. Oh, my goodness. So instead of doing that, we're going to build another section onto the glistening glass cellars, which, of course, the glistening glass cellars has to look kind of strange because it's a posh district. You can't just have, like, a ton of straight streets in a, like, high-class area. It has to be all curvy roads, so the rich people, when they're drunk, they don't, like, have a huge straightaway to pick up too much speed with their cars, because that would cause so many traffic jams and, really, traffic accidents. It would be ridiculous. So we have to have tons of curvy roads so that they have to, you know, slow down just to turn. And then if they do crash, they're going to crash straight off the road. Admittedly into, like, some nice storefronts, but at the same time, better than crashing onto the road itself, which would cause a ridiculous number of traffic jams. That'd be wretched. Boom, glistening glass cellars right there. You know, we could probably connect... We could probably connect the glistening glass cellars up to the highway at this point. It's like right next to it, but it isn't connected to it. And if we just connect it up, that could alleviate quite a bit of traffic. Or on the other hand, you never know, it could just cause worse problems. I'm going to go with it not causing worse problems, and I'm going to do it because that's nice. But if it does cause worse problems, that would be terrible. Come on. Can we get... There we go. Boom. This will be the key section. This is the roundabout that will connect the glistening glass cellars using a system similar to what we have over here, which is not my own original system. I have seen it used in places, and I think I'm doing it properly, but I'm not certain. Maybe or maybe not. It seems to be working, so I'm going to go with it's working properly. So we just connect everything up to here. And now we just need to connect the glistening glass cellars up to that position, which will require a 6-lane road going out this way. Over yonder, people. Over yonder. Tear down a couple shop fronts, because, of course, those were pathetic shop fronts. They were some of those guys selling the Coke bottles, so nobody really cares for their loss. I mean, there's that like, one hipster family who was all about all of those Coke bottles. But outside of that one hipster family, it's all perfectly fine. My word. The street's been up for 2 seconds. No one else had even driven on the road yet, and this dude parked his car on the edge of the street. Ooh, talk about hunting parking spots. My goodness. So with any hope this connection to the highway will alleviate a bit of the traffic, looks like it's already getting like a tiny quantity, just a ridiculously small quantity. Looks like some people are just using it to go all the way around, like that yellow car right there. Oh, nope, they're going on the highway. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Good. That should alleviate a bit of the traffic. People from Novella Plaza, if they really feel like it, can, instead of going all the way through like what they consider to be the slums, which is actually pretty nice outside of the Prize Inside and like Paper Mill United Limited Rulers of. Pretty much, this side is actually pretty nice. But these people are like, oh, gosh, we are level 4 residents. Oh, we can't be asked to have your ridiculous systems of, what is it, like technology and jazz? Oh, we need to remain separated. And so they use this exit instead, because it just further segregates the two classes, which of course the high class loves so much. Anyway, with that amazing roundabout, it brings us to the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we will continue to build up. We're almost to the 50,000 mark. We've only got 80 people left to go. And actually, we may get to the 50,000 mark before we even finish this episode. But regardless, we're getting a pretty big city here. The traffic is being worked out pretty nicely, so things are going according to plan. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.